Back at it, man. Back at it. Raw Radio.
Back at it, ready to reopen.
Ready to reopen?
Texas.
You say you ready for the reopen, man?
My good man.
We ain't got no choice out here. Next week we going live.
It's time to get back to the money. That's what it's all about. Take everybody's attention off of the upset with the whole winter storm, how they dropped the ball on that.
Mm-hmm.
So they say it's time to reopen.
Man.
Everybody watch out. Listen to me. If you in Texas, watch out. Don't just start taking off your mask and letting people cough on you and all that fly shit. Because trust me, it's about to spike and they're going to push that vaccine.
You think it's all for the push, bro?
Man, it's for the push, bro. It's for the push.
Man, it could be for the push.
A lot of people are against taking it, because there's not a lot of research done on it. You know what I mean? A lot of people have taken it, but a person like me, I'm a little more reserved. I like to see the effects in a few months. You know what I mean? And especially, this is Texas, so this is a very much hands-off state. People don't want you in their business, so this will be the perfect breeding ground, really, to push the, go ahead. You all just go ahead, take your mask off and go party again, go to the movies, go back to Applebee's, And next thing you know, we got to lock y'all motherfuckers down.
Nah, hey,
People
that part.
Sick.
But
So, you got to keep your eyes open is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But I also think that it's a thing when they about to reopen, or if that's what they want to call it, or just, I think really they giving you a choice, man, like to take your mask off. But I'm pretty sure the business is gonna probably keep the, the servers or wherever you go, the employees have their masks on at all times. But I'm like, I mean, it's a lot of thoughts, man. But like you said, man, I hope everybody just be cautious of what you're doing and continue being safe, or whatever you have been doing. Don't let this change, especially in Texas, because we're going to be like the guinea pigs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say just in case, just keep your eyes open. Really, that's all. I don't enjoy wearing the mask any more than anybody else does, but if it saves an old woman, if it saves a child, if it saves a sick person, if it saves anybody else, then I'm all for it. But at the same time, I can appreciate them opening up the economy. People got to get back to work, man. There's a lot of people who have lost a lot since this virus hit. That storm didn't help it anymore. And people got to get back to, really, it's all money, so they got to get back to spending. Only way they could spend is you got to open stuff up.
Facts. I would say
America, the corporation it is.
There you go.
Gotta have that money going.
And another thing I want to add to that, because it's turned into like political, man. If you think about the governor, he was on the shit list like last week when niggas was cold. Everybody is cold out here. But then all of a sudden, hey, we gonna reopen, and everybody, oh yeah, he's not a bad guy after all, So it's like, they play with your health, and like you said, they play with your wealth with making decisions for you, you know what I'm saying, sometimes. And I just think that, and we just gotta be wary of anything. Especially in the beginning of anything, I would never push taking vaccines until do your research. And we all know that the side effects don't happen right away. It could be years in the making. Like, if you think about it, not to be on no conspiracy stuff, but what if the objective of everything is population control? But bro, what if they was like making it so you can't have kids? You know what I'm saying? That'd be deep.
Yeah, I want to bring this up. My mother, I was talking to my mother maybe a few days ago, And so she had brought up the point. She says, you know, of course, black people in this country, we have a certain, you know, we have our antennas up when it comes to anything government-wise and government mandated. But she had made the point, she's like, you know, it takes more black people to participate in these things, you know, because let's keep it real. These vaccines and most things that you come across medically are made for white men. You know what I mean? And so we have different structures, Latinos, Asians, there's all different people. And the only way that they will be able to create anything specifically for you or your culture of people is to participate in these trials and to do all that. What you think about that?
Wow, man, you know that's heavy. That's heavy, bro. But yeah, man, I think
it makes sense when you think about it. It makes sense. I can understand where she's coming from.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know? But just also, man, just with the history of vaccines and testing on the minorities and especially the black, you know, people of other things, you know, just the vaccine testing and the experimenting and all that on our people, man, it ain't. You want to be wary of before you go in and take vaccines, you know, until you know the outcome. You know what I'm saying? If we better off with just playing it safe by continuing wearing your mask, if you had the virus already or if you haven't got to continue on doing what you're doing, you know, loading up on your vitamins. I don't want to say that certain vitamins, but D, you know, just being out in the sun again. I think being cooped up in the house had us a lot of going stir crazy. Would you agree with that, bro?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's really I'm a believer that there's no virus on this earth that does not have an antidote that comes from this earth. You know what I mean? Like you said, keep your vitamins up, keep your vitamin intake up, eat right. You know, keep your stress level down. Because a lot of people will get sicker just from the stress of it. You know what I mean? A lot of people make themselves sick. You know, just panicking. You know what I mean? Panicking over being sick. So, you know, so keep your stress down and exercise, man. Eat right. Get you plenty of sun. You know, take these times and stack up some waters and your necessities just in case anything like that happens again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You should learn from them. That was a life lesson for a lot of us, man. Especially in Texas, we got hit with the pandemic. Okay, we should have been stockpiling or, you know, preparing for the worst. And then we mess around and some of it probably went into those reserves on this winter weather we had last week, a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? So getting your reserves back up, you know, and keeping your ears out. And when I say that, I mean just not to the news, but just like keeping aware of your surroundings and you know that, you know, if you did or you do know someone that took the vaccine and asking them about, you know, how it's going for them, you know, just doing your own personal research and weighing your options as well. You know, is it worth it? You know, my mom talking about she gonna take it. You know, I'm over here like, Ma, you crazy. You know how I feel, bro. You know, like, Ma, you tripping, man. What you on, man? You need to come stay with me then. You know what I'm saying? What you on? And she like, no, my doctor. See, my mom is like one of them people that believe anything the doctor says is law. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ma, you gotta, you know, it all starts with a good diet, you know, a healthy diet. We always preach that, but we all don't, you know, do that. You know, fast food is so easy to come by with this technology, man. You just hit a button, a stranger delivering your food, man. I wouldn't eat from a stranger to save my life, man. You know what I'm saying? I did Uber Eats a couple times. I felt weird. Like, man, dude, man, I don't like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're avoiding going to a place, so you go get a third party who, at least at the place, you hope they wash their hands. You get a third party, you don't know where this dude came from.
It's weird, man. We all
So when you
trustworthy.
think about it now, that's you know what I mean? If you really think about that,
Yeah.
this dude came from anywhere. You don't know. He could have been working on the car and decided to just come drop your food off real quick. Just anything,
Man.
you know. So
Then you hear about
yeah,
the things
man.
that them people be doing, like digging in your, eating people food, fries, and all this. I don't, it's just like, man, what if they, you know how it is, they mad, they just spit in your food. Well, I don't want to put that in anybody's heart, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't with it. I'd rather, if I'm gonna take my chance, I'm gonna take my own chance and go out there, put my mask on, go get my own fast food if that's what I'm gonna do,
Exactly.
But yeah, man, so
Exactly,
that's
my
one of those
friend.
big things. The listeners, whoever listen, I want to really flood the comment sections and get a feedback on if you took the vaccine, are you going to take it? And if you live in the state of Texas, are you going to run out the gate and be out and about again without your mask? Or, how you going to take it? I wonder what everybody else going to do. But then...
Yeah, and if you're not going to take it, why not?
Wow.
What's your reason for not taking it?
So to answer your question, with the same question back to you, bro, you gonna take it or what? You gonna give it a minute? How you gonna do it?
I just want to give it enough time to, let me see what happens. I don't want to be a guinea pig. So, anyone who has taken it, I've been around people who have taken it. They say they feel fine, nothing. I know it's 2 shots.
No, I
They
thought
give
it's the
you an
third one
initial
now.
one. I haven't heard about it being the third one. I did know it was more than one. So, I mean, I've never been big on hospitals and all that stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? But eventually they're going to make it mandatory. They're going to make it mandatory for you to get a job.
Man,
or,
see, that's...
for you to stay on your job, for you to catch a flight. They're already talking about putting them in or doing them for passports, bro.
But then that's when... Now, we want to talk about freedoms and choices and, the right to choose. Then that's when it becomes an issue, in my opinion. Like, if you choose not to do it, why you can't so-called be among the free people and do what free people do? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I choose not to take, that's when it becomes an issue, because it becomes more, in my opinion, like a dictatorship. Because if you don't do it, and I mean, you can't work, you can't make no money, you can't travel, you become like an outsider. It's like one of them Twilight Zones. Like, man, you're in a different world,
Exactly.
And I think
that's when you know that freedom is, you have freedom to a point. But as long as you have a place with law, do you really have freedom ever? That's my question. Because of course they'll say you need law and order, right? But as long as there's any sort of law, if I can't ride, if I'll get a ticket for driving too fast or whatever, am I truly free if I can get a ticket for that? Or I can, be arrested or anything? Is that really freedom? So it's the illusion of freedom. Now, I'm sure, and I've talked to people that had been to other countries in that, of course we do have freedom a lot more than another country, but as long as a place has law, you really ain't free, bro. You're not free to live in wherever you live without paying somebody, are you?
And first
so
of all,
forth and so on.
You know what I have to say about it. You just said it. It's the corporation of America. You feel me? So no matter, people need to realize you will never own anything at the end of the day, especially like the major things like your house and your car. It's like you always going to have to pay taxes on both, even when they pay it off. And if you ever miss a payment on your house, a lot of people that listening probably know this, aware of this, they could foreclose on just for the taxes. You know what I'm saying? But if you bought a house at, let's say, for example, like $50,000 paid for, and you just thought you was going to quit your job and just like, man, my house is paid for. No, you still got to pay taxes every year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even with a 401k, which ain't nothing but like a savings plan for you, that money gonna eventually swindle away and like be gone. You know what I'm saying? Because the cost of living, this is what we got to realize. Because right now they trying to pass laws of the federal minimum wage going up to $15, but people need to realize if the minimum wage go up, everything else will go up as well. You know what I'm saying? So like, for example, we could just look at the gas price, or we could look at a gallon of milk. You know, you was a shorty, man. It seemed like when you was in the store with your OG, it was like you buying milk at like $1 a gallon, maybe 50 cents, whatever it was. But now like milk like $3 or something, you know, crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the inflation of the dollar and the cost of living is going up. So with the wage increase, that would just make everything look crazy. Like, because imagine like cars was like brand new cars back in the 60s, like $1,000, $1,500. Now you buy a new car, you gonna spend at least $18,000, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then when you think of the minimum wage, if you raise the minimum wage, what happens to small business owners?
Yeah,
who can't afford
to pay nobody that wage.
Somebody 15. You know what I mean?
Man, you
want them to pay somebody $15 an hour. You're really wiping them out,
bro. That's
you know
what the
I mean?
Man. Don't talk that on here, because I'm telling you, that's what is ultimate. It's gonna crush the small businesses, because the mom and pops or whatever, you patronizing my business, I appreciate it. I'm selling you cheeseburgers, hamburgers, whatever I'm selling at a certain price. That's enough for profit, plus everybody getting paid. I'm paid, you know what I'm saying? Now, just by, you know, everything like the federal minimum wage, I got to pay my $15 to my employees now. Man, I'm going to have to increase them burgers, man. You know what I'm saying? Just for example purposes, but I'm going to have to increase my prices to keep, not only to stay competitive to the big chains like Burger King and all those people that can afford to keep their prices low and pay everybody because they got so much, you know, money coming in. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's going to kill the small businesses, man. It's going to make it hard to stay afloat. So it's going to force everybody back to work.
Not to cut you, but they already got hit with COVID. I'm talking about small businesses. They got hit with COVID. That was round one. Then you had an extension of, well, it's been the whole time. I can't even say round one, but that was the first shot. This has been happening this whole time. Now which stumped most of them out. You know, some have been able to hang on, or many have been stumped out. And then you add on the minimum wage, people aren't going to be able to rebuild from that, bro.
Bro, it ain't no rebuilding.
And I feel like it's always the plan, you know, or you know, part of the story, man, that this happened.
You really want to go super deep though, bro? I'm gonna tell you what, it was a plan to crush it, because guess what? Now you know as well as I know, a lot of listeners may know or have known, but in this process, they had these loans they was giving small businesses that they never opened these doors to small businesses before. It used to be crazy to try to get a loan for your small business back in the day before COVID. It was so much red tape, man. You couldn't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? Banks wasn't giving you nothing to start nothing. You had to have a whole business plan, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they opened the floodgate to these PPP loans and these SBA loans and all this, and gave very little interest rate and all this to these loans. But now, so you got the COVID, you got people that had to borrow to maintain during the COVID. Now you mess around and increase the wage. Yeah, you crush the small businesses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you did get the loan, you have to repay the loan on top of trying to pay people more money. So you don't have no choice either to fold and just pay your loan back, or you gonna have to increase your prices just to get ahead. So it crushed some small businesses, bro. Trust me. If you ain't got no booming small business, and then it was a way to get the government inside your business, because now they have interest in your business. You feel me?
Exactly.
And it's like now
you always got to look beyond what they're directly telling you, and just do your research, do the knowledge on what's really happening. Always ask yourself the who, what, when, where, and why.
See, but that's the cold thing. So now, like, back to the point is like next week in Texas, we going back outside. We been outside, so now we had the choice, I guess, to wear a mask and not wear the mask. That's what's really on the table here. We go back to what you said earlier about how they crush the small business. You have a small business, pandemic happened, nobody come outside. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people with small businesses wasn't tech savvy. So you had to rush and get your online business going. You know what I'm saying? And then right. So now you have overhead with the building. You know what I'm saying? So now you spending money on rent at a shop that ain't even getting the foot traffic that you usually used to. It is crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Now you scared everybody to come outside. Now you releasing them back into, so it's going to be something to see, man. It's just very interesting where we're going to go from here, people. But I'm saying our people, man, I don't want to say don't go take your shots. If that's your get down. But what am I trying to say? Be prepared for whatever happens next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. You have to just prepare yourself. What's going to happen is going to happen. So prepare yourself. Get yourself ready. It's a good time for people to be thinking about life insurance.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
To protect your family moving forward. If things were to happen to you, this is a time, if you...
Yeah, saving money,
people
man.
that don't have... You say what?
I would say it would be a time to start being more health conscious if you haven't already during this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's a big up. Like you said, life insurance is always a big up thing to do. I would say also, just be prepared for whatever. Because you know what, man? I'm going to tell you why. Me personally, I ain't a fan of taking no shot myself, because you go off into this time when you ever been up late at night, even in the daytime, sometimes it'd be them commercials that come on the TV that say, have you ever took so-and-so? And you could be getting in on this class action lawsuit because you may be affected by it. And they had like a million things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you be like, damn, I'm glad I ain't take that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm like, dang, what happened? And I bet you to the people, it wasn't be funny, but to the people that have probably, like you said, probably stress them out instantly. Like, what? My doctor said this will work now. All of a sudden I got to work. No wonder why this been going wrong with me or that been happening. You know what I'm saying? Everything has side effects. You know what I'm saying? It's just the pharmaceutical companies in general is like to give you AIDS just to sell you B. You know what I'm saying? To keep afloat. But
you have to always know that medicine is one of the biggest money makers in this country.
What?
And so you always got to ask, what medicine are they giving you? Not to be a super conspiracy theorist or not to be, I'm just being an American citizen that's been in this country for 35 years and has seen, money and pharmaceuticals and government and all that intertwine with each other for many years. And so, let's not act like there's not a new medicine on TV every week, that's supposed to tackle something, and then you get a side effect and call your doctor about this and tell your doctor about it. Okay. So
yeah, man.
That's all I'm saying. If you feel like you should take it, to our listeners, if you feel like you should take it, by all means, go for it. I've known people that have taken it and been fine. So
yeah,
that's cool. It's just me personally in my own space. I'm not there yet. I'll wear my mask. I'll stay away from people, give them their distance. But No, I can't be a guinea pig.
Nah,
Thank you,
ain't no
sir.
guinea pigs on Raw Radio, man. I mean, for as the host of Raw Radio, I ain't no guinea pig either. But hey, I want to challenge everybody to look at that, because like you said, the pharmaceutical companies and the effect that they have, the impact, I mean, that they have on everything else is that if you watch that documentary that came out a while ago, years ago now, What is Health, right? And it talked about just that, like how the pharmaceutical companies like give money to even the food industries to like throw some of that stuff underneath the radar to like don't even say nothing that it cause certain stuff, eating this to make you feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Right.
it was a good documentary to watch. It's called What is Health? And it scared me straight, man. I went vegan after watching that. I was like, I ain't messing with no milk, no dairy. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight. But man, there's so many things.
When you think about how much America consumes in a day, and I'm talking about chickens, cows, pig, all that in a day, I'm sorry, there cannot be that many just animals homegrown out of a belly of another animal to feed America every day.
Dang.
Meaning they're cloning this shit. Like they're cloning your burgers and your chickens. Why do you think that the chicken at certain places, we ain't gonna name no names,
be big as your head.
Why the chicken at certain places are super jumbo, bro?
Straight up.
You go to a grocery store and get some wings. My wings don't be that damn big, bro. So I'm just saying, they're I mean, look at the obesity in America.
Man, that part, I'm telling you.
That should tell you,
I'm going to tell you that I think the number one driver of the economy is the fact that people is unhealthy, man. You know what I'm saying? What got us to go in the house from the get-go is people know that they ain't any underlying health condition. That put like 75% of us in the house. Like, God, man, that's me right there. I got that. You know what I'm saying? But
exactly.
If we was a healthy, I ain't going to say America, but if we was a healthy culture, and I'm talking about my people, black folks, you know what I'm saying? If we was a healthy culture, we wouldn't even be worried about that. We like, man, we straight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, I like to think of it this way, right? So America is built on drug dealing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now follow me. So you have your street corner dealers that deal narcotics. You have your cartels. You have, so forth and so on. But you also have your pharmaceutical company, who deals the most drugs, who has the biggest supply, who has an unlimited supply, and who is protected. So the same way you have heroin addicts, coke addicts, crack addicts, whatever, on a small level, even though it's throughout, put it this way, it's all throughout the country, of course, but you have even more pill poppers now.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because the pharmaceuticals are letting all that out. No one in these neighborhoods is creating, Molly and Xanax and Percocets, and no one in the neighborhood is creating this. This is coming from a source. Yeah. Also, they have a bunch of junkies walking around, just fast food junkies. We're all fucking fast food junkies. Oh, many of us. Energy drinks, freaking cigarettes, liquor. You know what I mean? So it's all a chain of drug dealing from the lowest scale to the highest scale. Man, you know what I mean?
Another one is just to piggyback off you, a big one now is technology junkies, man. Social media junkies, man. It got us all in the zone. Man, so hard.
And even when you think of that, when you think of technology, think of the amount of brain, what these phones, and constantly having these phones close to your head, whether it's Bluetooth, whether it's sleeping next to your cell phone or sleeping next to your tablet or just imagine how that's affecting your brain waves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Imagine how much looking at this phone all day and your TV and your computer is affecting your vision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you really just put all of these things together, it's all still that drug dealing mentality, and we're all we're junkies because we're all unhealthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you may not be on drugs per se, but you're still a junkie because in some way you're unhealthy. Whether it's you drinking too much coffee, you know what I mean? You too many energy drinks. You're spending too much time in front of this phone, and then what goes on with the social media is even more unhealthy because people are killing themselves over what somebody said to them that they never seen in life, they never will see in life. They've never heard this person's real voice. They don't even know if the picture they're looking at is the person they're talking to.
Man, don't start that.
And people, you get what I mean?
Yeah,
so
I totally get what you mean.
It's such an unhealthy time. It's if you're a religious person, a Bible reader, Quran, those end times that they talk about don't seem that far away.
Dang, man, that's deep.
You know what I mean?
But just imagine this, though.
We could take it there.
We could take it all the way there, but just imagine this. Could this happen 10 years ago, a pandemic like this? It could have happened, but I probably would have never knew nothing about it because I was just in the bubble. I wasn't into like my cell phone and things of that nature.
Well, everything is.
It's like a Chinese telephone. That stuff spread so fast, man. I was like, man, what's the coronavirus? I never heard of it. And then it's everywhere. It was on your cell phone alerts. They put it on the billboards. Everywhere you turn, it was in your face,
I feel like it's always something. You know what I mean? More so 10 years ago, we were focused on war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As a nation, this nation was focused on war. If you notice the last 8 years really was peaceful, when it came to foreign policy and all that. There were no wars started, so this had to replace that.
Mm-hmm.
And it always seems like it's something. There's never a time of just everything is normal. So this was pandemic time. This was civil unrest time. It
was a lot of civil unrest. No, hey, not to cut you. Go ahead.
More ways of locking things down. Mm-hmm. To me, this was the biggest test of locking this place down. They made people come out. People came out to protest. Then they got sick. Then every reason for it to be locked down.
Mm-hmm.
And, people have to pay attention. You gotta, it's in your face if you're paying attention. Mm-hmm. Not everything is God's will. Some things are man's will.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some things are man's will and they're willing it in front of you. You know what I mean? This is why I just tell people, open their eyes, keep your eyes open, keep your energy right, and, pay attention, because most things that happen today have already happened before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in another country, maybe in another time, but there's nothing new under the sun. So,
I totally agree.
Yeah.
But man, let everybody know what you doing though, bro. You doing your thing, man.
Oh man,
2 weeks in.
Continuing. I'm 2 weeks into my sober 6. If you tuned in last week, I told you I was letting go of the booze. I had been a week into it last week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is my 2nd week, so 6 months. No beer, no wine.
Congratulations, man.
No indulgent. Just clear head, clear mind, getting on the health tip. So I've been feeling pretty great, man. I've been feeling great.
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. So I hope more people hear that. And man, so with that being said, as we wrap up everything on the show as far as talking about these vaccines and this minimum wage and how it's killing businesses and small businesses and all that, and having a choice when you go outside to continue, wearing your mask if that's what you're going to do. But you know when you're dealing with something, the stress of that, letting that go, can be overwhelming. Then you start pacifying yourself with something else, you know. So I want to say, I mean, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep on doing your stuff, and like me and you talk about this off air and everything. But man, to everybody else listening, man, it's gonna be hard when you let go stuff cold turkey, man. You gonna find yourself finding other things to keep you occupied to get away from that one thing. But you need to start slowly letting go of the pacifiers. You know what I'm saying? So you can just live with it. You feel me, bro? Live with that. Because sometimes we keep burying it with something else. Like, get peace with yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely give yourself a chance to just deal with everything with a clear head.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you'll get through it easier. You'll get through the hard times right now the less you try to pacify yourself and just face it. Because you're going to have to face it at some point, so it's best to face it today instead of leaving it for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and face it with a clear head, face it with a clear, you know, just, you know, it's time. It's this time right now, this whole virus season and everything that's going on, to me personally, has just opened me up to, for one, prepare for anything else that may come, and for two, just to just work on self, work on rebuilding myself and continuing to mold myself into what I eventually want to be, which I will never get there until the day I die. Meaning I'm never going to stop growing.
Mm.
And so let's all do that. Let's all just work on ourselves. Whatever your thing is, it's not about just not drinking or smoke. Whatever it is you do that has been on your mind to work on, now is the perfect time because, you know, the world is moving in strange ways. Right now, we're all kind of moving with the tide.
Mm-hmm.
And so while we're moving, you know, let's find other things to occupy our time. Let's not spend too much time on social media because that's just another tool to poison your mind every day and to just kind of, you know, seep into your, you know, let's enjoy being around family. Let's enjoy, you know, the weather's finally breaking. I know it's even broke up north. So, man, let's get back into the sun. Let's get back into
let's enjoy living,
nature.
man. Let's enjoy living and learning, man.
And that's on the that is a tip from R.A.W. for 2021. You know, a raw tip is enjoy life, enjoy yourself, and enjoy those around you.
And enjoy living. And R.A.W., man, next week, man, we gonna have some stuff else to talk about, man. But have a great week, man. And if you live in Texas, man, this is your opportunity to choose. And choose to be safe, man. And bro, congratulations for your 2 weeks, man.
I appreciate that, brother. We're going to keep that movement going. I'm going to be in studio next week. So, yeah, I got to get back to the mic. I got to get back to the lab with the homie.
Okay.
You know, just, so we're going to get back there. I've just been taking care of a lot of business. And so, you know, we've been doing it like this, but I just miss, the presence of the homie,
that energy,
and the presence of the mic, and the presence of everybody, you know, under the good vibes. If you know what I mean, and you know what I mean. Other than that, we're R.A.W.
All right, R.A.W., we out.